Hey Grovers, welcome back. Thank you for joining me for another video. Today I wanted to show you how I do my culling process. Now culling in photography, C-U-L-L-I-N-G, is essentially a word that means you're sorting. You're sifting through all the photos that you take so that you can organize them and pick out the ones that you're going to actually edit and eventually turn over to your client. And I wanted to show you my process today so that it can give you an idea of how to create your own process for culling. Everyone's way of organizing is a little bit different, and you by no means need to do it the way that I do, but I'm hoping that by seeing how I organize my images, it'll spark some ideas and kind of give you a little bit of motivation to work on your own culling process, because this is one part of the workflow where it's very easy to take a lot of time comparing photos, sifting through, and just it can eat up a lot of your time. And as we all know, if you're doing photography as a business rather than a hobby, you really do need to be mindful of how much time you're spending on each part of your workflow. So let's dive right in. I'm going to walk you through what I do for my culling, and hopefully that'll help you guys out. So the first thing I do is I press Shift Tab, and that will get rid of all those side panels so that all I see are the photos. I see all of the shots that I've taken. Now you can see I've already done the culling on this one. This is a set that's already been edited, but I wanted to show you what I did do on this one so that hopefully it makes more sense. So the first thing I do is I will go through and flag all of the photos that are going to go to the next step of the editing. So basically this is where I start to throw out any photos that I know I'm not going to use in any way. So you can see a lot of these are flagged. There are some here, like for this bathroom, it was a little bit tough to figure out how I wanted to light it. There was a lot of experimenting. So a lot of these actually aren't flagged or anything. Those aren't going to get used. But I'll go through and I'll flag the ones that I know I'm going to use to some degree. Then the next thing I'll do is if there is a photo that has layers to it that need to get blended, those will get color coded. So you can see here, these are all red. You can see these are all yellow. You can see these blue ones are all the same photo. The reason that I do that is the color coding tells me which frames get blended together, and I can then select just those and send them over to Photoshop as layers so that I can do my blending. So that is the first two steps. I do my flagging and then I do my color coding. Now I'm going to bring these side panels back. Oh, actually, I didn't need to do that. I can do it up here. So I'm going to just select the flagged photos. If you go through and flag, then you're going to see this is essentially your set, but you're still seeing all of the individual layers that are going to go into the blended photos. So this is where I would select the uncolor coded photos. These are the ones that got flagged but do not need to get blended. There are no layers involved. These are one single frame that's just going to get edited. And I would select all, which is Command A. I believe it's Control A on a PC. And I would press 5 to set the star rating to 5. The star rating is what I use to tell me this is the photo that's going to get edited. This is it. This one is moving on to the develop module. Then I would unselect this up here for the color coding, and all of my flagged photos come back because I still have my flagged photos selected. And then I would start blending each of my sets of color coded photos. So you can see here this has already been edited. So originally it was frame 1, 2, and what is now 4. So these 3 photos were side by side. I right click, edit in, and I send it to Photoshop as layers. Then I'll do my blending. I'll save that once I'm done blending, And when I save it, it automatically creates a new photo in Lightroom that has one of the original file names dash edit. Now this one that brings in, it will already be flagged and color coded to match the layered frames that you used as a base. All you have to do is mark this edited one with the 5 stars. So when I filter out the ones that are going to be actually edited, I have my flag, I select only the 5-star photos, and now suddenly I'm seeing all of the photos that I've picked out of the set, plus just the edited versions of the layered photos that were color coded. So this is my entire set right here. There's nothing left to filter out. The layered photos have already been blended and layered together. That's already been done. So these are the ones that I would then start at the beginning, bring my tabs back, and I would go into Develop module, and I would start editing these one by one because these are my actual photos that are going to be edited and used. Now this one's already been edited, but that gives you an idea of how I go through. So the first thing I do is I flag the ones that are going to move forward. The ones that do not need to be layered, I will mark them with a 5-star. Those automatically are 5-star images to move on. The ones that do need to be layered, I will color code so that I can know which ones get grouped together. Then I go through and I do my Photoshop editing for my layered ones, and the edited version that gets saved, the new one, gets marked with 5 stars so that when I select only my 5-star images, that's my full set. Now, finding your process for sorting through images can take a little bit of time and it can feel confusing. This is why this works for me, but hopefully it gives you some ideas of things that you can do to mark your photos. Lightroom has all these great tools to be able to filter what photos you're seeing. So by all means, use the flags, use the star ratings, use the color codings. These tools are there to help you. And if you develop your own process for how to do your culling a little bit quicker, your entire workflow is going to feel a lot smoother. And suddenly, that hour that you're spending sorting through photos is going to be reduced down to 10-15 minutes. So I hope this has been really helpful. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to me. I am here to help you. I hope this has been a good video for you. I can't wait to see you guys next time and have fun. Thanks.